In this video, we'll be covering the basics of setting up a forum in Moodle. Moodle forums can be used in a variety of ways, but their primary function is to facilitate online asynchronous discussion between students and instructors. To add a forum to your course, start by turning edit mode on. Navigate to the week or topic in which you'd like to have a forum, then click Add an Activity or Resource. All the activities you're able to add show up in alphabetical order. Here, you'll select Forum. Next, the forum settings will open up. If you're new to making forums, you can click Expand All in the upper right corner to make sure you don't miss any settings. First, we'll want to give the forum a name. This is what will show up on the Moodle course page, so you want to make it descriptive enough that students know what it is. With Moodle 4 and onward, the word forum will show up above the activity on your course page, so you don't need to include it in your forum name. However, we do recommend you give a descriptive name that includes the topic of the forum and the week in which students should complete it. For example, Week 1, Introduce Yourselves. We recommend you do not include due dates, times, or even completion requirements in the title, as there are other settings that are better suited to sharing that information, which we'll get to shortly. The description is where you can include all the directions for your forum. If you have general directions listed somewhere else, like in your syllabus, you can copy that text and paste those directions right into this description. You can also add audio or video to this section, so if you want to add video instructions or a video for students to reference, you can do so. If you do use audio or video, we encourage you to use a format that allows for closed captions. One way to do this is to embed a YouTube video, which we have a separate tutorial on. Alternatively, you can record a video or audio directly in Moodle using the Moodle Multimedia Tools or UJA. If you would like to learn more, we have separate tutorials on how to create quick and easy videos in Moodle. You'll want to be very clear about your expectations here. We recommend you include information about what topic you want students to post about, how long their posts should be, how many original posts you expect them to make, and if they should reply to their peers. One suggested best practice is to give students several questions to choose from and allow them to pick which they want to respond to. When it comes to due dates, we recommend you write the general days of the week and times you want students to make their posts by, but not the exact calendar date. For example, write your original post by Thursday at 11:59 p.m. and respond to at least 2 peers' original posts by Sunday at 11:59 p.m. The exact calendar due dates can be set further down in the availability section. The reason for this is because keeping exact dates in these settings will make it easier to update in future semesters. There's a tool in Moodle called the Speed Dater, which allows you to quickly update all the calendar dates for your activities in Moodle in one place. This makes it very easy to ensure all your due dates are correct for each semester. If you write exact dates in your forum description, you'll have to manually go into every forum and edit the date every semester. Otherwise, it could be incorrect and confuse students. There are 4 types of discussions to choose from, and the standard forum for general use is the most popular. It allows everyone to start their own discussion thread, or more than one if necessary, and they can respond to others' discussion threads. We won't talk much about each forum type here, but if you'd like to learn more about each, you can click on the question mark icon next to the forum type. This is the availability section we briefly touched on. Here, you are able to set a specific calendar due date for your forum, which is when you want them to complete all their posts for full credit. You can also set a cutoff date, which is the last date they can participate in the forum at all. After the cutoff date, students won't be able to add any more posts to the forum. This isn't necessary, but it can help with moderating the forum if you like to keep an eye on your forums but don't want to check them after their week is done. If you want students to be aware of their word count, you can choose to make that visible to them. This may be especially useful in lower-level undergraduate classes, or if you are teaching students who are new to online learning. Students can also upload files to their forum posts if you want them to, such as Word documents. Other students can view these files, and they can give each other feedback on their file uploads via the discussion forum. Another important setting is your grading. There are 2 ways to grade a discussion forum. One is whole forum grading. This is very similar to the assignment grading interface, where all of a student's posts for this forum will show up in one screen. You can look at their body of work for this discussion and give them a grade out of a certain number of points. You also have the option to set this up with a rubric or grading guide, which we won't get into here. The second way is called ratings. When you turn ratings on, each student post will have a drop-down menu next to it with your point range. This allows you to rate each of their posts individually within the context of an individual forum thread. This can work well if you want to read their posts in context, grade immediately, and quickly move on. Ultimately, whether you decide to use whole forum grading or ratings is up to you. Many faculty like the whole forum grading feature because they can view all the students' posts at once and give them one grade. We have a whole separate video on how to set up grading in your forums if you want to learn more about these options. If you want to have discussion groups, you can turn the group mode on. Separate groups keeps the groups from seeing the other group's posts. Visible groups allows Group A to see Group B, but they cannot participate in Group B. To turn on groups, you first have to have the groups set up in Moodle. We have a separate help document under our faculty menu that deals with groups that you can reference if you would like to learn more about this. Lastly, you can set up activity completion. This is helpful if you want students to clearly see what tasks they need to complete for this forum. To do this, select Show Activity as Completed when conditions are met. We recommend indicating how many discussions a student must create, typically 1, and how many replies a student must post, if any. These tasks will display alongside the forum on your course page, and they will not be visibly checked off until students complete them. If you make changes to your instructions or settings at a later time, you may want to check the box to send a content change notification so students know to revisit the forum. When you're done with your settings, click Save and Return to Course, and you'll be taken back to the main course page. Here, you can see the link to the forum that we've created, with the title and activity completion shown. When you click the forum, you can see the description you made. It includes the text and the audio and video we recorded. To view what your students see, simply click your profile picture, click Switch Role to, and select Student. This will show you what your students see for the forum. To return to Teacher View, click your profile picture again, then click Return to My Normal Role. The Add Discussion Topic button will allow you and your students to post to this forum. The Grade Users button will allow you to grade your students. We have a separate tutorial on how to do that. If you need to edit the settings in the future, simply click the Settings tab. Need more help? For technical support, contact the e-LIS support team by clicking the Get Help button at the top of any Moodle page. For e-LIS instructional design services, like lessons or course building, email idteam@oakland.edu.